Welcome back. Markets are trying to find their feet. It's off from the absolute low that we had hit about 10 minutes back, which was 19,056. So from that level, we managed to climb up about 20 points, but still below the 19,100 mark. Banks continue to reel with losses of about 200 points. Today is the Nifty expiry. Jay Bala of Cash the Chaos is with us on the show now. Jay, interesting price action over the last few days. First, from Monday to Thursday of last week, we had a very, very sharp fall in the market, panic selling in some of the mid-cap names. And then on Friday and Monday, markets recovered. And today it's consolidating a bit. What has been your key takeaway of the price action over the last 10 days? And what does it tell you?
Hi, Rima. Good to be here. The important takeaway for the markets is not coming from the Nifty, but coming from the Bank Nifty. I don't know if you have my charts in front of you, but I'll go. The banking index, is clocking a big reversal pattern from a major resistance. If you recall our May 30th interaction, I presented a chart where I pointed out the banking index not having much upsides, and I pointed to a long-term, trend line, like clockwork hitting every year, and the markets are rejecting off there. If you see the banking index, it's clocked a double top and broken down from here. The minimum objective for that is about 40,000 for the banking index. And if you look at the Nifty, it's clocked a head and shoulders top, and it's coming off from this top. So there's a small possibility that the Nifty could still clock, one more high, but it's a very small probability. The reason why I'm not leaning towards that, and I'm tending toward the possibility that Nifty is going to crack straight away, is because of the US market structure. And we'll get to that in a little later. And, if you look at the monthly charts from 2008, I pointed this out again in June, July, when the markets were clocking record highs, that the Bank Nifty resistance, the long-term resistance, we draw from 2008 through 2015. It came at about 46,500 to 47,000, and that's exactly where the banking index is reversing from. So, multiple long-term resistances are coming. So we'll see what the Nifty does around 18,400 to 18,250. If that were to given, I think we are in for a very long-term top for the Nifty and the banking index.
Oopsie. Okay. All right. Not great news then, Jay, if we have to get to those levels. But tell us about another couple of key indicators. The dollar index, it seemed to be running away to around 107, but that cooled off. What's the view out there? And I didn't get the Nifty bank level. The Nifty, we've got that 18,200 to 18,450. But on the Nifty bank, what's the level on the downside?
Yeah, the important level is about 40,000. And 40, more importantly, rather than the price levels, if we see acceleration down, if we see back-to-back strong down days, that's going to be saying the market tops are in for both these indices. So, the speed of the move is also going to be important. When it comes to the dollar index, I think it's consolidating above 104.75. I don't think 104.75 is going to break. This pullback that we're seeing from about 106.5 is going to stay above 104.75. That's my short-term conclusion. And we are in for short-term strength for the dollar index to about 109 to 110. That's a short-term objective. And post that, we're going to see a pullback and the dollar index rally much stronger. So that's a medium-term outlook. So that's my short-term and medium-term view of the dollar index.
You said the Nifty Bank could likely head to 40,000 level. What does that mean for HDFC Bank? Because that's the heavyweight in the banking and even actually for the Nifty. What's the chart telling you?
That's right. See, the banking index makes 1/3 of the Nifty, and the HDFC Bank, the single stock, is actually having a very large weight for the banking index. And the predominant underperformance that I've been projecting for the banking index has been coming from HDFC Bank and the Indian bond yields. That's been hardening. That's resulting in the bonds selling off and resulting in lesser value for the banks holding the bonds in their portfolio. HDFC Bank has been a strong underperformer, and if it were to break below, say, 1,300 and change, that will be a long-term negative for it. And there are, early warning signals that it could do that. So we'll be watching HDFC Bank really close.
Okay, let's spice things up a little bit. You're sounding too cautious, Jay. On one asset class, I think you're a little bit more optimistic is on Bitcoin. not for the faint-hearted, but that could move up.
Absolutely, Nigel. It's very volatile, but it does look like it could be the place to hide for the short term at least. I would take it as a short term, if not the medium to long term. We'll see what the crypto does around 42,000 to 48,000 mark. I think it's in the short term, it's heading towards 42,000 at least. And if it were to bludgeon through the resistance of about 42,000, I would think it's in for a much bigger rise. But given that semiconductors in the US markets are likely to drop hard, I think this is a short-term up move rather than a long-term up move. So that's what I'm thinking on Bitcoin.
Jay, thank you very much for joining in, counting down to the close.